Test, 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 test. Test, test. Okay, I can hear myself. Cool, cool, cool. Test. And now let me link the live stream in a couple places as usual. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Where do we start? I don't have requests, I don't think. Let me see. I don't have any. Okay. So what we're going to do is, again, we are going through the indices first, and yeah, continuing from there. 1 hour time frame, starting here again. One of the options we had previously was a B wave to the upside. Let's start with the other ones that we're talking about, Nasdaq and S&P 500, that had the possibility of bouncing. We did bounce a bit too early for this trade to happen. If we are creating new highs here, we are most likely going to be getting some kind of divergence going off, and that means that there is a chance that this move is to end soon. Again, we are at very highs at the moment, so again, there is no real resistance up top, which means that we can climb. However, at some point we're going to be creating corrective meshes coming down as well. Now, the lowest low here, let's see, that is here. You could argue that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some kind of diagonal here, meaning that it is possible to have this as the wave 1 of something, and 1, 2 again. So let's move on here. This is potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then coming down. Potentially, it's very short of a retracement. It doesn't really get back into lower territories on RSI either. But it's possible that we have a 1, 2, 1, 2 here. That is again the most ultimate bullish scenario. At this point, if we break this low here, 5,780. Again, let me label that this whole thing for you, so you can understand what I'm talking about. You could have 1, 2 here, and this would be micro, and this would be 1, 2 of sub micro. And if you know Elliott wave at all, and you see a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, you know that it's not too probable to happen. And 1, 2, of course, here. Because the more you see these ones, the less likely the count actually is. But again, this is the most ultimate bullish scenario. We have invalidation of this whole thing pretty close, to keep that in mind. Let's check out Nasdaq as well. That was similar to an extent previously. So we had a three-way structure coming down. One of the expectations was that we either had expanded flats here, which is still possible, or the wave 1 top here, which brings us again a three-way structure down here. Looking pretty decent in my opinion. We had consolidation options here. We never got down low enough for this trade either, but again, similar here is available to create that diagonal. yeah, let's see. So 1 2 again, similar here, 1 2 1 2, and if that is the case, well, 3 4 5 3 4 5 and so on, you'd be seeing that. The difference between ES and Nasdaq is kind of clear. Nasdaq is not at all-time highs, while ES is. I'm still liking that this is a three-way structure downwards on Nasdaq, because again, that we can't have a impulsive structure to the downside on ES anymore, because we have already taken the highs, right? So if we are looking at that similar drop would be here. And again, it definitely looks more like a three-wave-ish than any kind of five-wave. It's possible that we have an ABC still here on higher time frame, and that is still possible here as well, as a structure here on Nasdaq as well. Some of the targets that we have here, anywhere from around 22k to create this A, B, and C. Either creating a running flat if it doesn't take out this low here of around 17.5k, or if it does, then a expanded flat, which is more common. Now, check out Dow. A bit different. This was that three-way structure, I believe, here, and now we have already created some kind of structure to the upside, but it's rounding off. It's not as pretty as the ES and Nasdaq. I can take off these. I'm not quite sure what to think of this. When we have structures like this, you probably should just stay with the ones that you recognize better, I think. And yeah, this is not, again, it's one of those times. You should now focus on ES and Nasdaq, as those are more clean. Russell, as usual, is less bullish. We've had a potential three-wave to the upside already, and the bear scenario that we suggested previously was a 1 2 to the downside, and now it's possible to have another 1 2 here. So this would be 1 2 another, and so on to the downside, and you would have 5. And again, if we take any of these highs, this whole thing is gone. It's also now possible that we would have 1 2 3 4 and 5. We could have a diagonal here. It's kind of ugly, and we have to kind of cheat with the lines, because this would be the other way of labeling it, and it doesn't really look good, but I guess that's somewhat valid. I'm going to measure that out. That's all. It doesn't really look that good, but yeah, just for reference, that is a possibility. But yeah, Russell has the scenarios for way more bearish, while ES and Nasdaq has more upside, in my opinion, more probable at the moment. So if you want to be trading, I would trade those three. Tesla just missed this so far. And this was today. Was there some kind of a Tesla give permanent jobs to 500 permanent jobs? Okay, so there was, I don't know what this drop was though. Yeah. Okay, so there was some news event here that created a move to the upside, I assume. But yeah, didn't pick us up, unfortunately, yet. Going to be setting another alert here, and let's check out this locally. There is resistance up top above, which definitely has merit. So far, this structure-wise, it's not really that important, or it's not really that good looking, because this looks more like some kind of three-wave. Again, we are on 5-minute time frame, so structure is not really something that I should be looking at. Yeah, I'm not trading this yet until something happens the way I want. It's possible that we create something like this, then I might be interested in longing. Meta, we're still pretty much in the same areas that we were before, just adjusting this a bit. If we want to be more bullish, you could have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason why it's a diagonal is just because everything looks like a 3-wave structure here. So keep that in mind on Meta. And more often, again, let's get back to this. More often than not, when we have structures like these, it goes towards more of the W, X, Y route instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's more likely to have a corrective structure or corrective pattern instead. Netflix, we had an opportunity here. Let's see. Did not play this, I don't think. This would have been played last Friday when we created this 3-wave. And then it would have been nice. And you would have hit TP1, taking out a low here, after which you would have been stopped at your entry. Or at least that's where I would have been playing that. The only thing that I'm currently in is NVIDIA, but we're talking about that later in a bit. Which is what we talked about on a stream previously as well. This actually, Boeing, structure-wise, this looks really decent. That I might be actually playing if I am able, because that looks really decent in my opinion. Let's see. Boeing. On this chart, it's not 148. And the reason why I'm interested here is because we have a move to the upside, which definitely looks kind of impulsive. It can be labeled as an 3 as well, but again, low degree structures are kind of hard to label. But what I'm interested in is this. This kind of looks like a 3-wave, 3-wave, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we go to lower time frames, I'm sure there is a divergence here. You can see that. There's divergence here, which could suggest this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we take this low here, then it's not an ABC that is this, or where this would be the start of something. Based on this, what I'm expecting is a structure like this. Because again, you would be seeing this as an ABC. This should be actually, let's just use minuet, and this would be minute. Right? So you'd be looking for a zigzag pattern here. If we take out this one, then this has to be a expanded flat, even if this is even part of it. Of course, it could be that this is a 3-way structure on its own, and we have a start of the downfall again. If that is the case, and we could be looking for another 3-way structure here, and look for a short. That's another option. That's only if we break that low. Here again, we've had this consolidation and potentially coming now down later on. We'll see if that happens. Apple tagged in really nicely. When was this? Monday? 7th? Yeah, so this Monday, yeah. I did not even... Let me check. Apple. Yep. Okay, so filled. That was pretty nicely touched. So again, what we were looking for last time for this trade idea was a three-way structure. Now I am, because I did not spot this before. I didn't have a alert, I don't think, did I? Oh, I did. Okay, never mind. So I did have the alert. But yeah, give me just a second. I need to TP this, because this at the moment looks like a three-way structure, and I want, because this is already a decent 3.5 risk to ratio. Need to take profit on this. Give me just a second. Yeah, there we go. Yo, Bobby, if you're still here. But yeah, this is done. I took the profits, and now my stop loss is at. I've set it down below these lows. So again, that basically changes the market structure. So I don't really want to be in that anymore if that changes. But that is already a really good trade. This is also a possibility. We're talking about a structure like this, a three-way structure. We have not hit this yet. We have a support and resistance here. So we'll see if this allows it to be hitting here and then switching to the downside to continue this path. It's already finished because we have taken liquidity from here for the shorts that were here. We're taking those out, and it's possible that we now continue to the downside. But I'm waiting for this to happen before I'm setting my shorts. There's too many three waves. I don't like it. Have I had a PayPal? We did have this 1705. Okay, so somewhere in here. No? Should be in here. Okay. I did not take this trade at all. I can't remember why though. It would have gone to stop loss as well. But I think the reason why I did not take this either, I just skipped it completely, or that this kind of reminds me of a 5 wave when we broke here. And this doesn't look more like an A, B, and C because the C is so out of proportion. So again, there's such a run to the upside. And again, one of the reasons why you don't always set limit orders, because this could happen, right? Although we did have divergence later and this crash now, it wouldn't have worked out. Palantir is going up like really nicely. It's almost at the all-time highs. Look at that. This kind of looks more like it could be that this is a 1, 2. Let's see, put this on log scale. 1, 2, then another 1, 2 here. Oops, that should be minor. And 1, 2. Minute. There we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, we don't need to go that far. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Then we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. very possible, into 100 or 150 easily. No, well, not easy, but you know, has a chance to do so. Well, this failed at least. That we had this as a triangle. That failed. Doesn't seem like I wanted to trade this either way. Mara. 3 waves. Microsoft. Hitting the POC and backing down. Nvidia. Now this is a decent trade as well. I'm still on this. Probably should move my stop loss somewhere here to gather all the profits that we can. Hasn't come down enough on SMH, Google. Yeah, not interesting in structure. This kind of, if we want to be bullish, this is the only way. Some kind of diagonal for some reason. Let's check out Bitcoin next. I had this set up for a short. I was greedy. I had this volume cluster here. I had set up the stop loss band here. Well, it took me out, got to the next one, didn't go over that, and then now it's plummeted down 2 point something risk ratio. Oh well, that happens sometimes. Idea was right that this might be the start of something to the downside, but you can't win them all. ETH kind of looks like this is the start, and we are creating just a 3-wave, and then we get a pattern like here. Yeah, quite a lot of coins are doing this, that we are just going through sideways accumulation or sideways consolidation, just moving across. Not really any kind of great direction. Often later it would be easy to say that, okay, we are creating 1-2, 1-2s. So what you could be doing is like expecting all of these to be some kind of triangles. If we are at the lows, it would be longing. If we are at the tops, it would be shorting, and you would have quite easy stop losses in case any of these turns into 1-2, 1-2s, like so. You'd be stopped out on a short, but this would have already gathered everything and above of whatever you lost here. Similar if this turns into a short, you would just enter here, stop loss beyond, and you would just be reaping the rewards of your shorts. You would never want, or my strategy is never to break out trade here long, because there's always just option where the market makers are doing this. They take liquidity, put on or wherever people are breakout trading, you want to take those guys out as well. So if breakout trade is to the upside, you just bring the price down, and those guys will be left licking the lips again. Don't like it. It's very choppy. I have some plays going on at the moment, or some orders or ideas at least on crypto, but none of them has hit. Chainlink. What was this? We hit this. Oh, this, I think this might have been the earlier one. So at least I don't have a current trade on this. So I'll just remove this. Might have been that if we touch these again, I would go long. Maybe that's from last week. Can't say. Again, can't say when I was placing this. Was it after this spike? I'm just removing that for now. So I know that I'm not in an atom trade. The only one that I am currently at is BNX. And that's been going on for quite some time. I think that is some that I showed you last week, if I'm not wrong. It's like the 10 or 12 risk ratio trade. Yeah, and those are all the crypto ones as well. We went quite fast this time around. 26 minutes, that is super fast. Might leave me enough time to watch the Penguin episode 3 today. That would be nice change, since I didn't have the time to do that yesterday or the day before. Check out total 3. Still doing what were thinking. There's going to be very important low. But there's still hope. Still hope to upside for now. Check out some of the commodities. So far this just looks more like 3-wave, right? It's the same. Never played this one. Let's see, what did we have? I can't remember this at all. I think we were playing the POC here somewhere. Would it been this one? I can't remember. Oh, I'm removing that. I remember that gold and silver were just a bit different, and I didn't want to play gold, but silver had potential. But now it looks like we have expanded flat here, either 3-wave or this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comes down, then I might be looking for long. So I'll set an alert somewhere down here. Actually, I want to set one above to create that 5-wave first. If it does come back here and comes down, then I'm setting alert here to look for that buy. Yeah. Uranium. 1, 2. This looks more like a 3-wave. What did we have here? Can't remember. Let's get rid of all this mess. We never got that low broken, right? We never got that alert, yeah. Okay, so this is scrapped. This idea. 3-wave. 3-wave. 3. Oh man, this is getting so weird. Because this is an ABC here. This looks like to be an ABC here. And let's see, did we retrace 9%? We did not. So this becomes a WXY, which is most likely not the similar size as this WXY, which means that it might be on a lower degree. Also, we are not really likely to take out this lows yet. So this whole thing could be a structure that is part of this larger WXY. This is so weird looking. Or we get a diagonal down here. That would be better, because then this would be an ABC, which is more likely than the WXY that I drew. Because again, we have taken out this origin of this move. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I have anything else. I would be watching ES and Dow here with great interests. Sorry, ES and Nasdaq. Sorry. And seeing how they perform. at the moment, again, this whole things could be a 3-wave, some kind of 3-wave, and come back down to create that way too. If we take out this low here, I'm going to just delete these for now, because I'm setting a new alert here. In case this is a 3-wave, 3-wave, and 5-wave here, we want to be looking for potential long. I don't really like the idea that this is a 1 2 1 2 1 2 and then we go to the moon, but it's possible. But I think that is pretty much everything again I had for this week. If you're interested in learning more, if you have gone through the basics course, you can check out this one, advanced one, in Udemy. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I have for this week. See you guys next week again. Bye bye.